The next step here is to create the edit view for the edit action that we have just added in the previous video. So I'm gonna go back to our codes, and in the admin views, I'm going to create my new view here. So right click on admin, add new item. We're gonna go to the web here, and we're gonna create a new razor view, and it will be called edit. So I'm gonna add it there. Now let's think about this. What is the model that is tied to this edit? Are we editing all products, a list of products, or one single product? We are editing one single product. So the model that we have to link to this view is just the product. Very similar to what we did in the other admin views, we're gonna have also a view bag title, and we're gonna be using the admin layout. So we're gonna be just reusing that. So view bag title equals to, well, of course, not order, but edit product. And it will be using the layout, admin layout. Now, this view will be very simple. We'll just have a form tag with each and every field, each and every property of our product. So we're gonna open up at the top a form tag, and we're gonna get it closed, and we're gonna put a few properties here. ASP action. What is the action here? Well, we are in the edit action, so we're gonna post to the edit action as well. And the method, we have to set it up as post method. Then here inside, we're just gonna use a few labels and a few controls, input controls, to get the information and to be able to update the product information. But the first one at the top, we're gonna be hiding, we're gonna be using the product ID. We need the product ID. Remember, product ID is the key reference to the products that we are changing here. So we need to have a reference to the product ID. I'm gonna be using an input type hidden. Hidden means that I don't want to show that to the user, but I want it to be there. And we're gonna make it link to ASP4 equals to what? To the product ID, the product ID of the model. Remember that we are using the model binding functionality here. So if I put product ID, ASP4 product ID right here, it will get the product ID automatically from the product object that I'm giving to the model in the controller that I'm passing here to the view. Okay, so we are getting the product ID, but hiding it because we don't want to show that to the user. We don't need to. We could show, but we should not be able to allow the user to modify the ID. But again, so we are using a hidden field here. Now, the other fields will be visible, so we're gonna start to create a few sections here. I'm going slowly at the beginning, and then I'm going to accelerate a little bit. So I'm gonna just create a div. Inside this div, I'm gonna create a label, which will be linked to an ASP4 property. And this one, the first one, will be linked to name. Name is one of the properties of the product. I'm gonna close this. This is the label. Then I'm gonna have an input box for the name, so I can change the name. This is a static label, and this is the input box where the user will be able to change the name of the product. So we're gonna link this to the ASP4 again, and we're gonna link to the property name. Again, name here will be automatically populated with the name of the product, and I'm gonna close this. Later, I'm going to add the classes to make this look pretty. Now, I'm gonna do this over and over for each and every field, each and every property of our product. So we're gonna do that for the description of the product as well. So we have name, we have description. Next one, we have category, that we're gonna do the same. So here's category. And the last one, the last field will be price. So we're gonna have that here as well. Now, at the very bottom, we're gonna have the save and cancel buttons. So let's add them here inside a div. So we're gonna create a div, and then we're gonna say, let's create a save button. The button will be of the type submit, because we'll be submitting this form back to the server. I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna call this save. And then we're gonna have another option there, which will look like a button, but it's really a link, which you're gonna be calling cancel. This is the cancellation option. So we can cancel this interface. You can go back to the list. Remember, we are editing one product here. We can save the product by clicking save, or we can cancel the change by clicking in cancel. And we are building the cancel option right now. So we're gonna link to the action index, because if I click cancel, I'm going to go back to the controller here, to the admin controller, and call the view repository of products again. So you're gonna see the list of products again. That's what will happen if we click the cancel option. So you're gonna call this cancel, and that's about it. That's how our form is formatted. Now, how about we make it look pretty? I just, for the first take, I just put what is necessary. But now I'm going to make this look good by doing what? By using the classes of Bootstrap. So I'm going to start from the top. Each and every div section will have a class called form group. So I'm just going to add them one by one here. Form group up until price. And the last div, we're gonna just have a text-centered definition here, a CSS definition here, a CSS class here. Now, what else we're gonna do here? So let's go back to the top and let's start formatting the controls, each input. So the input will have a class called form group too. So very similar to the div, we're gonna have for each control, we're gonna have a class called form group, a CSS class. I'm just gonna add them up here on each field, and pricing as well. What else do we have? We still have to format the button and the link. So save button and cancel link. So the button will be formatted like this: btn primary. Again, we are using Bootstrap classes to make this pretty. And for the link, for the cancel link, we're gonna have it the btn, so it will look like a button, but it will be a btn secondary. It will have less, it won't be as prominent as save. With this done, we should be able to run and see how this looks like. Let's have a look. Remember that we don't have an interface to link to the admin side yet, so we have to type in admin/index so we can see the products, and now we should be able to click edit and see the details of the products. And now we should be able to change them. But remember, we have implemented cancel, which goes back to the list, but we have not implemented the save yet. If I click save, see, nothing happens because we have not created the save part yet of our repository. And that's what we're going to be doing next.